Notifications. I love notifications. Let's turn off. Let's mute that. Let's mute that. All right. Let me see if I can get this live chat going. So we should be active. Yes, we should. Yes, I'm checking. I'm checking things. Checking things. Let me make sure that we are live on YouTube. I don't know. I should not have a long period of getting this thing up and running. We should be moving, moving and grooving. All right. It looks like we are live. All right. All right. And we got 3 people watching. Let me turn the sound down on that. All right. Let's see. Things are moving kind of slow this morning. I'm looking at my computer. Uh, Profits be All right. May profits be upon you. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Sherrod. Ain't seen you in a minute, Sherrod. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. And let me get Trading View, give them a greeting. May profits be upon you. I'm hoping that the Trading View community is locked in. Oops, who can't post in there? Please don't post the same message. Okay. All right. All right. No problem. Good day to you all. All right. Revenge trading money. Trying to get revenge on all the ones I lost. Is that what it is? Okay. Let me pop this chat out and move it. Just waiting a couple of minutes as people gather. Right. I got this one popped out. I want to pop out the one for um what do you call it? For Trading View, and I'm hoping this thing updates a little better than it did the other day. Okay. Live stream, having something to say. Okay, good. Looks like we're good. Live stream chat is up. Bam. I want to make sure this thing is updating. Sound on, address, sound on every message. No sound. I don't need any sound notifications. Actually, I do need some sound notifications. Okay. So very good. So who else we got coming in? Good morning. Good morning. All right. All right. This is going to be. Let me give you a proper greeting. May profits be upon you. All right. May profits be upon you. I'm doing a sound check right now. Everybody reading me well? Is my voice coming over? Well, I hope so. Let me know in the comment section that everything is sounding pretty good. Give me a thumbs up or something. All right. Let me see. Still got this delay on YouTube. I don't know. Let me see. Now, what am I? Greetings. Sounds okay. Thanks, Mike. All right. Make sure everything's good. Okay. Okay. Now, I have some areas that I want to cover. All right. The way this is going to go today is, I just want to handle the the quick agenda that you might see in my my what do you call the description. All right, you see it in the description. I want to handle. Uh, I want to go over the individual currencies. I want to go over the news items coming up. All right, I want to end then I'll go over the individual currencies. I'll use the RT money meter, and uh, then I'll go take a look at the individual currencies to see which one is on the futures, on the futures charts to see which one is actually strong, which one is actually weak. All right, I'm going to move this mic. I'm going to move this mic just a little closer. Let me see. There you go. Sound check. Sound check. This is a sexy trader talking. All right. So, yeah, I want to handle that in that order. News, the rankings uh, of the individual currencies, currency futures. Then I want to look at the what I call my hot list. All right, the ones that are in gold, the ones that I'm going to be watching from the beginning. All right, and once I handle all of the things I just mentioned, then I'll open it up to questions and maybe people have some requests on uh, a chart or an asset that they want analyzed or whatever. They might want some of the trade ideas for that, and that's cool too. Okay, so that's it. I mean that I want us to have a good time, and we're going to be here. I want to make sure I don't rush through it, but I'm sorry to show you that. Yeah, so we have this agenda here: the analysis of the future, the FX futures, the analysis of the FX pairs, and I'm going to look at oil and gold, and we'll look for and plot out the best setups going into next week, and we're going to get some Q&A in towards the end, if that's okay with everybody. Okay, all right. A little chapstick before I go. I got a little chapstick and caffeine and a big thing of water here. Big old steel cup of water. Should be ready to rock. Okay. All right. So let's look at the news first. All right, the news items coming out now. One of the things one of the things that we had last week was a lot of news, right? Excuse me. That news led to a lot of volatility. Now going into the week, it had set up for a lot of ranging in the markets, right? And if I could find my, there it is. Yeah, we can see we can see just with the RT money meter that going into last week, we saw US dollar getting a little weaker, trending down, but I was explaining that this was just uh uh maybe a pullback, because it's a very bullish market, and maybe this was just a pullback, and that pullback continued into this past week, right? 790, 483, 250. We'll go over the whole RT money meter in a minute. But I think it's very interesting. I think it's very interesting that the markets behaved the way they did. You had interest rate decisions, right? ECB, you had the Bank of Japan. Those were important moves. But what did it come out? What did it all come out to mean? The Canadian dollar had interest rate decision, but theirs was a dovish kind of raise. Not as strong as people were expecting, 50 basis point, right? And there were economists that were talking about. this might lead the Fed to give a similar kind of response to the to take a cue from the Canadian central bank, right? And that maybe maybe this next interest rate decision would be weaker, right? Now, I mean that remains to be seen, all right. But with GDP numbers that came in last week, right? And the PCE numbers, those, that was the GDP numbers was positive, man, and that hasn't happened in a minute, all right. And I would think the Fed would only be encouraged to continue the rate hike at 75 basis points the way they've been doing, all right, and that. That is my thinking, because if they're having strong uh, rate hikes, and GDP is responding. It's a lagging indicator, but if the GDP is given a positive number, I would think they would only be encouraged that we should be doing more of the same. All right, uh, as they fight inflation. So those are things coming into last week. Now, coming into this week, what do we have? All right, we have a lot of news. This is going to be a volatile week, in my opinion. All right, and there might be some movement sideways because of the interest rate decisions coming up this week. Look, on October 31st, 2:30 at 2:30 EST, right? We'll have the Royal Bank of Australia uh, making their interest rate decision, right? They'll have an interest rate decision, and the talk is that it will be on the softer side, the dovish side, okay. And uh, we have also on Tuesday. Look at all this news, right? We have the Royal Bank of Australia Governor Lowe giving a speech on Tuesday, and we have jolts coming in for U.S. dollar. All right, we have the unemployment rate coming in for NZD. Okay, but the key on Tuesday is you want to watch Australia, because that'll be at 11:30. If I'm not mistaken, this says Monday, but it should be Tuesday, if or early in the morning during like before Frankfurt, I think Asia. All right, during Asia. All right, so watch for that anyway. Um, I have it at 11:30 EST, 11:30 p.m. EST. I'm not sure why this is saying that. 11:30. Yeah, yeah, it is 11:30 p.m. EST. What am I thinking about? Thinking about something else. Okay. So also, uh, good morning, Brandon. All right. Also, I want you to see on well, that's Tuesday. All right. So, uh, coming on Wednesday, a very important day. Why? Right there, FOMC. All right. So, with this decision coming out, uh, in the afternoon EST time on 1400. That's 2 2 p.m. On the Wednesday, EST. You may see the markets move sideways. All right, but I'm going to talk about this very specifically with on the U.S. dollar index futures. All right, I want you to pay close attention when I go over it, please. All right. Also on Wednesday, what do we have? Um, yeah, well, basically, yeah, that's the one you want to watch out. Everything hinges on this. This is the biggest. This is the biggest, highest impact of them all this coming week. and I'm looking at a 75 basis point. I'm expecting a 75 basis point raise. All right, that Canadian move that with their interest rate, you saw the talk in the the banking circles that the Fed would probably look at the decisions after November for maybe an adjustment on the rate hikes to slow down the pace a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. Thursday, Bank of England interest rate decision. All right, keep an eye on that. That's going to have some high impact for them. All right, we got jobless claims for the U.S. dollar. I mean, for the U.S. and all, but ECB on that day and on Thursday and Friday we have NFP. All right, another high impact potentially for um, for the U.S. All right, and you'll see reverberations uh, for FOMC and non-farm. With you'll see reverberations into the other currencies. Now, I want you to. We're going to go over the RT money meter. All right, real quick. All right, come on, man. What? Why are you giving me all these troubles? All right, everybody's here. Everybody, we got people tending. I'm looking at you. I'm keeping an eye on you, Brandon, Sherrod, Michael. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending, and do make sure you get the word out, okay? Because we're gonna go over some stuff today, man. All right. So this is uh, the current update. All right. Did this on the 28th. All right, at the end of market on Friday, right? So you can see over the last 3 weeks, US dollar is trending down. Hey, Leslie, good to see you. You know, I'm always looking for my teammate. All right. Uh, the US dollar is uh, trending down. All right. And we're going to look at the individual currency. Is it weak? Has it started the pullback? Have we topped out on the US dollar? We'll take a close look at that. We'll take a closer look at that. Maybe this starts the long downtrend. All right, maybe we're at the beginning of the downtrend, which was inevitable, right? But again, we're going to look at the individual currency, and we'll take a hard look at that. Look at the euro, right? Oh man, I knew something was messed up here. I knew I was looking at something crazy. I did a lot of editing, and apparently I didn't do enough. Things changed around, and uh, like the euro, the euro is ranked number two, right? And last week it was ranked at number three, and the week prior it was ranked at number three. But look at the numbers: minus 679, right? 2 weeks ago, minus 330, 1 week ago, right? And over the last week, minus 178. It's trending up. It's getting stronger. And you're going to find that is the theme with the rest of these. All right. Look, uh, uh, the Swiss, you see where it was on the 14th, minus four. It was ranked number two, minus 444. All right. Then minus 213. And now minus 178. It's trending up, right? Getting stronger, right? Pound, ranked at number four this week, minus 206. Where was it before? A couple of weeks ago, it was at minus 760. All right. A week ago, prior to last week, minus 628. Right. And minus 206 this week. Trending up, just like the euro, just like the Swiss, the Canadian dollar. Now, this one's kind of funky because it was at minus 718, minus 508, and minus 417. The reason why I say it's kind of funky is because I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like on the individual currency, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get to it. But when currencies are ranked near the middle, number 4 and 5, uh, I can't. You got to put those. You got to really see where is the momentum in that those markets. This is why it's important to look at the individual currency strengths through the futures. All right, you'll see. All right, look at Aussie. Aussie was at minus 892 a couple of weeks ago, minus 70, minus 7 um, prior to last week. And this week is minus 551, again, trending up. New Zealand dollar, minus 556 this week, but where was it? Minus 10 was the weakest a couple of weeks ago, minus 1034. Then it went to minus 701. Now this week, minus 556. All right. Still creeping up. All right. And the Aussie has an interest rate decision coming on, when was it? Monday, I believe, this week. I don't think I'm wrong. No, that's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Tuesday this week. So keep an eye on that one. All right. And the last one is yen. This is the only one. Hear me and hear me well. All right. This is the only one. The yen. Look at where the yen was, minus 892, minus 744. It's trending up, getting stronger, even though it got lower in the rankings. There was other ones that were moving a little harder to the upside. Now look at it, minus 597. That's very interesting. This one actually got stronger, but it is ranked at the bottom, right? You gotta see. I see you selling Aussie USD, NU, and UJ. All right, we're going to talk about it in a minute. No, 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 no. What you want to do? What I'm looking at what you just wrote, Leslie. What you want to do is you want to put the strong against the weak, right? All right, but the best case scenarios are, if I can grab that, put it back. Thank you. All right. The best case scenarios are, oh man, I can't write on that. the best case scenarios are to, come on, man. I'm thinking this was Zoom, right? I'm so used to doing Zooms. All right. The best case scenarios are taking one of the, you got the rankings from 1 to 8, right? And you want to put the strong against the weak. But the best case scenarios are the top. We're talking about the top four against the bottom four, right? The best case scenarios are the currencies that seem to be trending up. You want to put those against the ones that are trending down. It just so happens that every currency is trending up except for the US dollar at this moment. Now that should give somebody some pause. All right. Because this is the only one that's in a bull market. This is the only bull market in the lot. Okay. So now we can transition. All right. Now we can transition to um, uh, uh, taking a look at the individual currency futures. All right. Let's go to the currency futures page. All right. And what do I want you to see? All right. This is on the daily chart. This is an extremely strong bullish market. This is daily. All right, let's look at it on the monthly. Oh, I'm glad I went to this. I'm glad I went to this. All right. Yeah, the Bank of Japan is playing it safe. Concerning the news with the Bank of Japan, even though they had their interventions and everything, we'll talk about it when I get to the JPY page, but they're doing more of the same. They're still maintaining their policy of devaluating, keep devaluation, keeping the currency weak. All right, but that is the strategy that helps their economy recover. That they're doing what they got to do for their economy, even though the rest of the world is dealing with rate hikes to try to fend off inflation. There's different dynamics going on with the Bank of Japan. Okay, so the COT report on the U.S. dollar index futures. Right. First thing I want to take care of is that according to the last report, they are 75% long. Got it? And they've only added 42 long positions, but they also added 2,600 short positions. All right. Now, you might say, well, it looks like last week they're looking to short the market and everything. I'm pretty confident All right, you mark my words and check them the next time we get together on the weekend next week. The next COP report is going to show a minus for those contracts. All right, and we'll probably see uh, uh, more long contracts added. They are 75% long. Now we should see. We should also make note over the last couple of weeks, those numbers they went hard. 78%, 79%, 79%. Now they dropped down to 75. All right. That is reflective of that little pullback. All right. So that's something to note with the institutional uh, uh, level investors. All right. The big boys have uh, put in some shorts. Let's see. They weren't adding a whole lot of shorts here. But look over the last weeks, all right? They weren't adding a whole lot of shorts. You can see this. The last time they made a big addition to the shorts was here, all right? Plus 4,000. At the same time, they were closing long positions. That was during September 20th, right? And uh, since then, they've been closing short positions. They added a few last week. All right, they added a few, 2,000 or whatever. Not a big number, but I want you to bear in mind this. That it's going to take a lot to disturb this uptrend. All right, that's the monthly. All right, let's go to the weekly. Maybe we can see what we can see on this one. On the weekly, we have a weekly uptrend. You can see the points were hitting pretty good, and then we broke that uptrend, right? And but did we disturb the overall uh, bullish trend up? The overall, the higher level, macro level uh, uh, trend. No, we didn't. We didn't disturb that. I'm going to take a swig. Hold on a second. Mm, very good. Very good. Okay, I am caffeinated. All right. So what I want you to notice is that price pulled into a weekly. Uh, that's a weekly pivot, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to move over here to the left, and we can see. Oh my goodness! Thank you. What's the data, man? Data just leaving me out here. This is a pivot. All right, this is a pivot. Price is going to react here. All right, we are in a larger monthly supply. All right, that's what this hollow box is. But we are at a pivot. A pivot is a one candle kind of pause in the price action. All right, it's, it's like it looks like a demand because it goes like this. uh, It goes like this. It goes like this. But if it's one candle, it's just a pivot, and price uh, can react to that, but it's not the kind that will reverse price. Most times, it'll just give a reaction like this one did, and then uh, we'll see if price will resume that bullish uptrend. But I'm pretty sure it will. You can see 1 week, 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks of pullback, all right? But we've got to keep in mind that we had a break of structure here, all right, and then then we had a new high here. But I don't look at this. I look at this as one leg of structure, one leg of bullish weekly structure, and this isn't a significant enough pullback for me on the weekly time frame. But with that being said, I want you to understand that we've made a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is a pullback, and this low, until we break this low, then we know the macro level uptrend is probably over. All right, and once price comes down here, then we turn bearish. All right, until that happens, and that's going to be a minute. Until that happens, uh, I'm not I'm not looking at. I'm looking at this as merely a pullback. And understand, remember where we are now. On the daily level, this is a significant pullback. All right. Now, if we just go to the daily, let me put it this way. Let me help you to see this. All right. Help you to see my argument, and I'll conclude it. You see this daily uptrend? All right. Yeah. That's all well and good. We broke it. All right. We broke that uptrend. All right. I don't look at I don't use uptrends, trend lines and stuff. I don't use it for trading. I use it to mark where prices was just touching. That's it. It's a trend lines liquidity in my view. This is where uh, uh, people will enter trades and put their stop losses just to have the market makers and come back and take those stop losses here. People who are waiting to take a long here, they're out of that trade. All right, all right. So I just want you to understand. When I'm marketing, I'm just marketing to illustrate a point that price is been looking at support here, and if I line it up with other confluences, it starts to make it just makes the picture a little bit more clearer. All right, let me move this on over. I don't know why Trading Views does that. Now we're on the daily, right? All right, and you can see this pullback takes more significance here. So I'm going to put this. Oh shoot! I'm going to put this as a new a new. If I can just get it together. I'm going to put this as a, a break of market structure to the upside, and we are in this trading range. Here's the high, here's the low. Right. So what does this mean? We are in premium discount. All right. You want to take your longs from here. You want to take your shorts from there. All right. You want to short from premium, long in discount. All right. And we made this high, right? We failed to make a new high. What did we end up doing? We broke some structure here. We broke some structure here. But is this a higher low? No, it's not. Here's the higher low. We break this on the daily. That's significant, and it would likely confirm that this uptrend is we're starting a new trend down. Okay, on the daily. Okay, so uh, this is where I'm watching. I'm watching this area right here. All right. So let me also mention that we are in discount. All we did was pull back further into discount. Right around here is about 618 Fibonacci retracement. Chalk not closed below that low. Hey, listen, I want to make sure you understand, guys, uh, that uh, make sure you put your questions. Make sure you remember your questions, because I want to go through the analysis so that we can get that done, and then I'll open it up for questions and answers. Okay, or if you want me to look at a market or something, I'll open it up for that. All right. Somebody keep an eye on the clock. All right. Every 15 minutes, just holler and say, "Hey, 15 minutes is going by." Okay, if you would. Oh, and uh, I want to make Leslie a moderator. Uh oh. What just happened here? What just happened here? Why did I get all on here? All right. Add moderator. How do I do this? I don't know how to do it. Leslie? Leslie? Leslie, come on, man. Okay. Let me put Leslie. There you go. Okay. I got you, Leslie. Okay. I don't know why this opened up. I don't want it. Let me get it out of there. Okay. All right. Now we get back to business. We're still on US dollar index. All right. Thank you, Leslie. So what am I saying here? What am I saying here? I'm trying to give you the structure here. I'm trying to give you the structure so that you can understand, you can predict the future. All right. So if this is my worry here, this zone, this is a zone to me. All right. Remember, we're looking at the futures. That's why it's all gappy looking. All right. We're looking at the futures here. All right. But I'm looking at this as a big old zone. All right. And prices trading into this big old zone. All right. Actually, I'm going to put it right here. All right. This is a big old zone. All right. Probably demand from a demand zone from the weekly, maybe the monthly. All right. But we are trading into this zone, and you see the bullish response, right? Now, what I want you to think about is what's coming in daily break of structure. There's a big difference. There's a big difference because what you want to look at, the most important thing about structure breaks is remembering that the higher time frames dictate what the lower time frames are going to do. All right. Uh, if you're going lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low on the monthly, right? Every time it makes a lower low, lower high, lower low on the monthly, you got to understand that when we start turning in on the lower time frame, say the daily, say the 4 hour, when it starts to turn bullish, but you're bearish on the monthly is bearish, but your daily is bullish, you have to understand what is the purpose of this of price turning bullish on the daily, but we're still bearish overall on the higher time frames. This is swing structure. All right, swing structure. Okay, the big pivot. All right, the big giant pivot. All right, when price is turning bullish here on the lower time frames, it's to fulfill the next structural point of the higher time frames. When the lower time frames are bullish while the higher time frames are bearish, it's to serve one purpose, to fulfill the next structural point, which will be a lower high and in a downtrend. It'll be a higher high and an uptrend. Got it? So while price is turning bullish, just understand looking for buys, heading up is good to do, but don't look for buys to go past that. Look for buys with an with just with you have to adjust your expectations because you are actually trading counter trend now. All right, you can't swing for the fences. That's one thing to keep in mind. Also, uh, look for that price to move up in the premium. When price is in premium, you shouldn't be looking for buys anymore. You shouldn't be looking to add on to that trend, that trade you took down here on the lower time frames, uh, going with that bullish trend, because you have an overall bearish trend going on. And the only purpose of the lower time frames is to fulfill that next structural point. Now, if price breaks above that, then that's a whole we have a different can of worms, right? The bearish trend is over and we are bullish. That's it. All right. But you wait until you see an internal break of structure before you see that. But up until that point, I don't want to overcomplicate things. The higher time frames dictate what the lower time frames are going to do. Got it? And when you see a price getting ready to change character, like on the daily, you get a change of character on the daily. It may be an early warning sign, an early indication, because that's what chalks do. Facilitating, that's right. What chalks do is give you an early indication that there may be a shift in the market. What structure breaks do is confirm that market shift. All right. I need to see
this low being broken, not a change of character. I need to see a break of market structure in order for me to say this uptrend is probably over. This move up is probably over. I spent enough time on that. All right, we can go over that in more in depth after after I finish the analysis, which we just got started on. Doggone it! All right, so we have we have a break here. All right, and this isn't that we're at demand, but we are in. I just want you to remind you, we are in. Remember, this is the 50% of this trading range. All right, that's one of the big differences with structure breaks and change of characters. Change of characters happen within the trading range. All right, a structure break is when price goes from internal to external, outside of the trading range. And this will establish a new trading range from that high to wherever this low uh, uh, ends up. I hope you get that. All right. Again, hold your questions. Make sure you remember your questions. Okay. So with the U.S. dollar, we are bullish here. Now, what I'm going to tell you to do, I'll take a peek on the 4 hour. I don't like to go on 4 hour with the futures because I want to get through them fast because we're going to go over the currencies by themselves, right? But I think it's worth sharing. Here is the demand that price is reacting to right now, and we had a pretty significant uh, reaction, right? We have FOMC coming, we have NFP, but more importantly, FOMC. We are in again the daily discount. We are reacting to a demand zone within that daily discount. All right, up until NFP, two scenarios. Two scenarios are what I'm worried about. And we're not worried about what I'm looking for. All right. Two scenarios are if price starts to drift up a little higher, if we just move kind of sideways and come NFP, I'm looking for price to come towards these lows. All right. For a deeper penetration into this larger zone, quite possibly to the midpoint. All right. There's a lot of fair value gap there, imbalance and all. That don't mean it's going to do it. All right. But what I'm going to be looking for is will price take out this zone? If price takes out this zone, I'm looking for the pullback and I'll be thinking about taking shorts from here. I'm looking for the supply that is left here. This may be this block of supply. This may be the block of supply. I'm looking to see if this is going to be the peak of the reaction that will remove this supply, and we'll see if price pulls back before it mitigates this. Otherwise, I will if it doesn't, if it comes down here and mitigates that, uh, I don't want to take that supply. I want to make sure we are we take out this whole supply first. I hope you can understand that bearish scenario. When I say I hope you can understand it, it's because I'm hoping that my crazy explanation makes sense. All right. So I don't want to take a short. This is the bearish scenario. Come FOMC. I don't want to take a short into this. All right, because there's demand zones here. All right. On FOMC, if price turns bearish, I'm looking for price to mitigate here. All right. And we'll see if we get bullish price action from there. If price takes out this supply, all right, takes out this supply, runs through that, and then runs through this, then I'm definitely going to be looking for shorts on the pullback. And I'm hoping that price makes it back up to the supply that's here, so I can take a higher probability trade to the downside. Now we're going to talk about the scenario I think is going to happen. That price will show weakness from the open later on today. That price will show weakness up until FOMC Wednesday, and quite possibly sweep this low here, and then and maybe because these lows are low or pretty low, that we sweep. But I'm looking for that meandering. I'm not looking for an impulsive move. I'm looking for a corrective structure. That'll tell me on FOMC we're going to make a new high. And that's the scenario I'm leaning towards. However, I'm entering the market with a neutral, from a neutral mindset. All right. I'm going to see what it gives me. If I see it, I'm not, I would suggest I will suggest to you, do not enter this market until after FOMC. I'm going to suggest that to you. Okay. This thing could break your heart. All right. If you're going to trade it, short-term trades only. Trade it on the from the 15 to the 1 minute. All right. Enter and exit your trades on the 15 to 1 minute up until FOMC. I hope I'm making myself clear with that, because it could, again, this is going to be a funky market. All right. So uh, we if price sweeps these lows up until FOMC, I'm looking for this. All right, that simple. All right, and if once price starts to pull up, that's when you start taking your shorts on AU, your shorts on NU, your shorts on USD JPY. All right, I mean, not USD JPY. The opposite with USD JPY. You're going to be looking for longs there. All right, or and USD CAD. Okay, which those are markets that we're going to go over today. All right, I'm looking for USD strength plays. All right, but if price does meander up until for Monday, Tuesday. If it meanders up, I'm looking for price to come down to take to it at the very least, take that low, all right, and maybe even both of these lows for a deeper penetration into this zone, and then we'll see if we get bullish price action once price comes down here. Hope everybody's clear on that plan of attack. All right. I'm going to move on. Let's look at Euro USD. All right, Euro USD. I'm getting back on the daily so we can get back on track, because y'all with the questions and whatnot. I don't mind taking questions. I really actually appreciate you asking those questions. So Sherrod, I hope you're clear with what I was talking about. And Mike, uh, I hope you got the difference between the break of structure on the weekly and daily. The thing about it is, you think about it this way: a change of character, clear as daylight. Ha, Sherrod, my man. Uh, uh, listen. The way to think about it is the I like to look for. This is my basis of my trading currently. I like to look for if I see a 4 hour setup, I'm at a 4 hour POI. I'm if once price reaches my 4 hour POI, I go down to the 15 minute and look for at least a 15-minute change of character. Now, why am I looking for at least a 15-minute change of character? Because on the 15-minute, a change of character is a a, a break of market structure on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. You understand? Or if I see a change of character on the 4 hour, the 15-minute is showing a break of market structure, a break of structure. So it's what might be an early indication of of a market shift on the higher time frames is confirmed. You look for confirmations on the lower time frames. That's the difference. 15-minute change of character, 15-minute change of character is the entry model on the 1 minute, a break of market structure and a pullback or return to impulse. All right. Thank you, Leslie. All right. So look what time it is. We spent way too much time on that. So I'm moving too slow. So we're going to catch up. Why don't I have my COT report for the Dixie here? Why is that missing? I don't understand. Oh, that's on. This is on the. I'm hoping that I see it on the other. I don't. This is euro. This is the euro. Why is it missing on the euro? I don't understand that. Oh my gosh. That's because it was inconclusive. You see how it's been 55. It, we'll get to that information. Let me get past it. You can look at this market structure, and you can see that the downtrend is intact, and we have a daily downtrend that's been hitting those lines, and price broke above it. Right. So that's worth noting. All right. Price has moved bullishly. Come on, man. My price has moved bullishly in this market. All right, with a internal break of structure to the upside. All right, why is that internal? Because where's the trading range? Here's the top of the trading range. Here's the bottom of the trading range. All right, it's easy. This is the low, the swing low. All right, price pull back up, make a lower high. We come back for the lower low. We come back for the lower high. Lower low, lower high, lower low. This is our trading range. All right, we haven't taken out the top or bottom of that, so that's where the trading range is. Everybody can follow that. I'm hoping that that explanation doesn't need to go in any further detail. All right, so we have the high, the low, and we have the equilibrium, the 50%, and we are in premium price. So there's good potential that price will could continue down because this is we're only in premium and we haven't taken out the top yet. So until we do that, we haven't turned bullish. Once we break this high, once we break above that with a break and close on the daily, a break and close on the daily, then we know this down move is over. Easy, right? That's the way you look at it. That's how you break it down quick. All right. Yeah, we have internal structure moving bullishly. Why is the internal structure moving bullishly? I say to make a lower high. All right. Until that high is taken, I'm looking at this as the possible lower high. And it just so happens that we had a bearish reaction to it. So I'm looking for more. I'm looking for price to come down. I am. All right. And uh, is it the ECB that's no? UK is going to have an interest rate decision on Thursday. Keep that in mind, folks. All right, so I'm still bearish on this. I'm going to look for price to sweep all of this sell side liquidity after taking that high and taking this high. We're in the supply of this high. All right, and this is strong high. Why? Because it broke structure to make a new low, and this we thought was the low going to be the lower high. It failed to make a lower high. It responded to this weekly demand. Boom, 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 boom. All right. To what end? Why is it bullish? Maybe to make that lower high so we can make the lower low. We shall see. All right, everybody good with this one? That's how you see whether the market is actually strong or weak. All right. Last week, let's just take a quick look. Last week we had bullish closes, right? Bullish candles closing, but look how the sellers came back into this market, closed it down to half, right? Closed it down to half. So we are rejecting from the weekly supply. To what end? Maybe to make the lower low. So we shall see and we shall find out. Let's look at the Swiss. All right, the institutions are 75% short on the Swiss franc. Okay. All right. They closed 1,500 long positions and they opened 2,700 short positions. They opened 2,700 and they closed 1,500 long position. So they're taking they took profit. All right, that was on the last report. Now let's look at the daily. All right, I'm going to go through all of these, and I'm going to make sure. I'm glad I thought about this. I'm going to make sure to timestamp the individual areas so that people could once the recorded the recorded video is put out, is posted. You'll see. I'll make sure I put some timestamps on this thing so that people can get through it, and they don't have to hear me ramble on. Okay, so what do we have here? Again, if you remember last week, I was telling you that this is a hard one to interpret. All right, with this very bearish move, we have a very complex pullback, right? and and then you're looking for market structure breaks to the downside. Here, this is an internal break of structure, an inside, right? This is this is an early sign that price is turning bullish, and that we are done with that up move, right? Price does continue down, takes out that low. We did get a pullback, right? And then price takes out that low. This is the kind of price action that you want to see and follow, where you see actual break and closes below structure. Okay, so where are we now? I told you last week, if you remember the conversation, I was saying price is here. You know, we had one bullish candle here, one bullish candle, and I said, uh, looks like we're trying to break this low, but this demand zone here is holding. Come on, man, why does it do that? All right. This demand zone here is holding, right? And I was like, oh, wait, not too fast. Look how long we stayed here. And then we had a wick below. We took the liquidity, and then price break structure to the upside. Oh, snap. So I was under the impression, that happened during the week, right? But I was under the impression this bullish candle is telling me that there's strength coming to the Swiss. And I told you guys, let's look at Aussie Swiss, let's look at NZD Swiss. All right. And they both dropped from their POIs about 100 and more pips. All right. And I highlighted that, but that's neither here nor there now. What happens is we need to acknowledge that there was a market structure break during the week. All right. Now, we did have 2 days, Thursday and Friday, closing bearishly, but what is that? Impulse correction. Maybe we might see another impulse. We'll wait and see, right? But on as far as uh, uh, whether this is a strong market or a weak market, let's just bear in mind where we are on the RT money meter. All right, the Swiss is got momentum to the upside, right? And it's ranked number 3. It's one of the strongest ones. It was ranked number 2 last week. All right, can we go ahead and put the Swiss against other weaker pairs? The only one I would put this one against right now is the yen, Swiss yen. You got it. That's the only one I would put that against. All right, with the with the, just to rehash with the euro. All right. It is one of the stronger currencies. It has bullish momentum, but I believe that momentum is getting ready to shift. All right. Wait until after the news to start trading it with the majors. All right. After the FOMC and all. But what I would suggest to you is be careful with ECB. I would only right now. I would only put this against the yen. The euro is probably going to look like a pullback, but against the euro, you're going to be good to go. I'm pretty sure about that. All right, because the yen is the only one that is definitively trying to devalue their currency. Now let's move past the Swiss, past the euro, and we can go to the pound futures. All right. And what do we see? Now, this one is not as easy as the euro. All right. On the daily, you can see, yeah, we are in a downtrend. All right. And depending on how you count this. All right, that's a daily structure. On the weekly, it's easy. You know, there is this is one leg of structure. All right, we have a multiple candle pullback here, and it's deep enough to where I would think that is showing some actual market structure and decision making. Right, where are we right now? You can see that. Let me widen this up a little bit. You can see that we are in this supply right now. Prices all up in this supply. All right. We came up here and you can see that the upward, what do you call, momentum is not as strong anymore. All right. We had a Thursday close. All right. An inside bar. All right. If you don't know what an inside bar is, it's that's not an inside bar, is it? Is it? No, it's not. It's not an inside bar. Forgive me. I thought this is an inside bar here. I was hoping this would be an inside bar. That's what it was. And we could see, price has pulled back and is looking pretty bullish. However, the price did not close past this high. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking come market open, I think we're going to show respect to this zone. All right. On the daily, I have this as a lower high. All right. Which would mean this is at the top of this current trading range. All right. This dealing range, if you would. All right. This is the actual higher time frame, the weekly uh, swing high. All right. And this would be the weekly trading range. But for the daily, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this as my structural that as a structural point. All right, for the lower high, and we are right in the middle of it. So come to open. Uh, just remember, UK is having an interest rate decision on Thursday, so we may see some sideways action. We may see some sideways action. The only one I don't think you'll see sideways action on is pound yen. Pound yen, and I would, if I'm you, I would take that to the. I would be buying pound yen. Okay, I would be buying pound yen because the yen is weak against everyone. It'll be weaker uh, just based on policy, and there is upward momentum with most of the others. So even if it does turn around here and it turns weak on its own, it will still outperform the yen, in my opinion. All right. So we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. But for now, this downtrend, I believe, will hold, and I'm we'll see how price reacts here. If it takes out this supply with a break and close on the daily, if it breaks out above this, I will be looking for price to return, and I would be buying pound yen. But up until that happens, I'm looking. You just got to realize we are way in premium, and this is discount. I want to be taking shorts from this area. All right, until it proves that there's strength in this market and breaks that supply, the supply that's in control. That's when I'll start to buy. But right now, I'm looking for bearish scenarios in the pound. All right, let's go to the and remember, the UK has an interest rate decision on Thursday. All right. This is the Canadian dollar futures. All right. Canadian dollar futures. All right. This is easy. All right. We have a lower low, a lower high, lower low. We broke this market structure here. We broke it. All right. That means we're bearish. All right. We're down here now. We did have an internal break of structure here to the upside, a bullish internal break of structure. And then price closed below that low. All right, we had a break and close below. What are we responding to? Probably responding to a high. Oops, excuse me. Probably responding to a demand zone down here. We had a nice bullish response. It respected the low, and here we are floating up. Okay, so are we strong or are we weak? in the Canadian dollars? Well, it's a very interesting question. All right. So I like the fact that price pulled up. All right. This is a two candle pullback. All right. And then price has a weak, it's not the strongest break and close below. I'm inclined to think price is about to take this high. I'm inclined to think that. Why? Because if we look at it as as supply, which actually accomplished something that broke and closed below that low, all right, here we are in the middle and wicking up to the top. All right. uh, do I think this will? Is there a chance that price could go lower? Yeah, but what is the higher probability? We have a change of character already. All right, just looking at it, we already have a change of character. As price is making the down move here, this one is not part. This one is not part of the down move, right? And then if we go past that, because that might be too close for some. Uh, uh, the down we could take this one right here as for me, this is a change of character, and we've already achieved the change of character with that wick. All right, so we have an indication that price is about the market is about to shift bullish. All right. So if price does head down from here, I'm looking for, as soon as price breaks that on a change of character, as soon as price breaks that, I'm already down here plotting to see where is the demand zone that will that price can return to and then continue higher. I like this candle here. All right, this candle is outstanding to me, and uh, it's not easy to pick it out of this thing. So, what I would suggest is you take the range of a strong bullish candle. You can say, something like this. All right, you can you don't have to do this. You can go down on the lower time frame and pick it out, but I don't do that with futures. All I need is general. I just need it generally with futures. I want to see, okay, we have a change of character. There's good chance that means there's not only there's upward momentum, but we have an indication that the market is shifting from bearish momentum to bullish momentum. That's the way I like to do with my futures. I go to for all that detailed stuff. I start to like that's when I go to the individual currency futures. Does that make sense? The psychological one, 10,000 has been tested, could mean that high has been tested. You must have been talking about the pound. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed that, man. I'm sorry I missed that message, Sherrod. That's a good point. I, I, I want, but when we get to the individual futures, let me just check that real quick. 1,000. See, the fact is, I have that as a target. That 1,000 down there on the pound. I have that as a target, and we are trading above it. All right, and uh, uh, I, we haven't reached that target yet, but I think we will on the with the pound. I think that may happen because of the strong downtrend and the strong break of market structure to the downside here. This was an important low here. This is the COVID low. We've been trading below that COVID low. We are now trading above it now, and if we'll see if that sustains itself. We'll see if this sustains itself because this was a long climb up. We tried here, and then we finally broke through trading above it. So let's see if we can maintain it. You know, um, let's see. So we just did Canadian futures. All right. So I'm kind of bullish on this one, but this is you just realize we have uh, a slow grind to the upside. That's not bullish. That's not a impulsive kind of situation there. So just bear that in mind. This is you know a grind to the upside. So I like this as a correction because we did make a new low and we have a change of character to the upside. I would be more convinced if we have a break and close above that high, but with a change of character, all you need is a wick. All right, let's look at Aussie. Aussie. dollar futures, Aussie dollar futures. Let's look at the COP report. Oh, you wasn't not talking about EU. What was that? I went back to I went back to what do you call? I went back to pound. I was when I took the look back to for your question, I went back to the pound. That was the pound I was just talking about. All right, so uh, let's see. Aussie dollar futures. The last COP report shows that 72% of banking institutions are short. All right, and they closed 887 long positions and added 15,200 shorts. Added 15,200 shorts. Is that a message or what? I don't know. All right. So Aussie dollars, Aussie dollar, like I had mentioned on the RT money meter, uh, has been trending up. Look at that, minus 7,000, minus 700, minus seven to minus 417. All right, it's trending up, and we could see that. We could see that happening. All right. Look at the daily closes. All right. We had two bearish closes here, Thursday and Friday, but Monday was a pullback. Tuesday and Wednesday showed a nice bullish, impulsive move to the upside, and we had the correction. Could we see price continue higher? We are at a structure point, right? Now we've had a change of character. All right, we've reached that change of character situation, which is cool. All right, here it is, but we haven't actually wicked. We haven't actually wicked that high yet. All right, so it's not like not exactly like the Canadian dollar, but we are in this supply here, and this looks this if this is the correction of this move, we can maybe expect some more bullishness to come to this market. Now, I want you this currency. Now, I want you to understand on the Aussie, we have an interest rate decision coming on Monday. I mean, on Tuesday. Excuse me. Remember, 11:30 p.m. EST. All right, that's 2330. That's 2330. 23 23 and a half out. Uh, 2300 hours and thirty minutes. Okay, very good. All right, 2330 on Tuesday. So be wary of that. All right, we have a break of market structure to the downside. This is a bearish market, but are we seeing signs that price may be switching? All right, after this break of market structure. All right, this is an indication to me that there's some bullishness entering this market, and we have a nice little grinding move to the upside. We're having a little trouble passing through here. All right, if price gives opens uh, today, later today, and pulls up, we might have something here. We might have something where we can take uh, buys. We can buy the Aussie dollar against other pairs, but the only one right now, up until uh, uh, until the interest rate decision that I would put this against is the yen. All right, Aussie yen. And that's what I'll stress to you today. All right, wait until we might see some just another repeat of this price action over here. We might see that over here until the interest rate decision, and then we'll get a decision. We'll get a better, a clearer directional bias. Because if price breaks and closes above this high, then we got some. All we need is one bullish day candle. All right, a daily candle to break and close above this high. That's all we need. All right. Otherwise, otherwise, uh, if we get a break and close below this demand, if it takes out this demand, you know where we're going. We're going down. All right. Once we take out this demand, you look for the supply that is responsible for it, so we can take a. Or you can start to short the Aussie dollar, but I wouldn't be shorting it just yet. I wouldn't be showing it just yet. Let's go to the New Zealand dollar. It's pretty similar, all right, but more demonstrative here, right? Easy to see. Bearish market, all right, with lower lows and lower highs. All right, we make this low here. Let's come in here. Let's get closer. All right, what we have here is this move down. All right, this grinding kind of higher low, right, and then another move down. Now this again, you have to judge this. We have a break and close below these lows. All right, cool. Not a convincing break and close, is it? All right, because it's so close to this low, it looks like price doesn't have enough sellers to break below that close to break and close below that below that low convincingly. All right, this kind of candle it indicates that price wants to go higher. All right, especially when you see the next candles respect the low of that candle. All right, this hammer looks like the kind that you'll see at the end of drops or bearish, yeah, bearish rallies, right? Or whatever you want to call it. All right, and price continue higher. We took this high, so we have a confirmed change of character, absolutely. And this close is indicating to me that there's some will, some intent to go higher, maybe up to this supply. So I'm looking at price. We may see a pullback uh, come to open, and maybe just test the demand zone that helped to push price up. All right, and then we'll see a continuation in strength. Now, I like the New Zealand dollar. All right, I like to see it against the yen for sure. All right, and maybe we can put that if we bring up the RT money meter. Maybe we can put it because it has some upward uh, uh, momentum. Maybe we can put that against the yen. But what other ones would I put it against? I'd wait until decisions are made. I would wait for decisions to be made if I'm going to buy the New Zealand dollar against other pairs. I would wait for news items, the kind that's high impact, like interest rate decisions and CPI data, GDP. All right, I don't trust it because it's one of the lower ranked currencies against better ranked currencies. Buying it is the only one I would put it against is the yen, honestly. All right, but if you want to take a look at the individual markets, we'll take a look. But this is a bearish market that it just has a change of character, not a break of market structure to the upside. So we could be pulling into from discount to premium price. You understand? So if you know that you just don't want to just jump in because price is doing this kind of thing here. It could grind here for a minute before it decides it wants to come up and then turn back bearish. This is this is this is the kind of stuff that get you into trouble. It's grindy. Don't get in the torture chamber. All right, that's the torture chamber there. Okay, last one would be the yen. Okay, let's take a look. According to the COT report, 79%. That's a large majority. A large majority are short. They added 7,000 long positions. They added 7,000 long positions. Okay, but they also added 15,000 shorts. 15,000 shorts. All right. Come next week, there's going to be a minus next to that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a minus next to on in the long positions, and you'll probably see more short positions added. Okay, uh, very bearish. All right, and listen. This is the one that's given definitive policy along with the technical analysis. This is the one. Let me check. Let me check you here, guys. You still with me, right? Just make sure everybody's still. Make sure you hit the like button. Do not forget that. Sherrod, I'm looking at you. Leslie, I'm looking at you. Where's my 15 minute? All right, all right. This is 11:25. It's 11:25. All right, Leslie. Make sure you hit the like button for peoples. All right, and uh, uh, I'm sorry I'm taking so long with this detailed analysis, but I think it's necessary. So thank you. Hey, Jimbo, what's happening, man? Good to see you in here. All right, so we made this high here, and we made this low. We are bearish. All right, we're breaking structure to the downside. This is the daily time frame, right? What do we have? We are in premium discount. All right, and we've already mitigated a couple of times the equilibrium. All right, could price go higher? Sure, it could. All right, and we can test here at the supply. All right, the supply in premium price. Sorry, don't no apologies necessary. Just check this is being recorded, of course, and it'll be posted, and I'll make sure to have some timestamps on it for you. All right, so prices grinded its way back up to the equilibrium. We don't need the market does not need to go higher, but the higher it gets into premium is better for the probabilities in regards to shorts. All right, but at 50%, this is where you can start to look for short setups. All right, so you see how the market grinded its way up here and then turned around, giving us this star pattern here. I love those star patterns because they are reversal patterns. All right, and this looks like a strong reversal. You see how price closed bearishly on Friday. All right, even with the interventions, that's what these wicks are showing. Even with the interventions, uh, what did the Bank of Japan do? They kept their policy in place. Right, they gave a rate hike uh, the exact same as they did last time. All right, I mean, their policy is for devaluation, and they're maintaining it. That's why I would short against this currency. All right, I would short this currency for sure. All right, we have a pullback. We have this pullback of at least 50%, and we see the bearishness here. All right, I'm looking for more bearishness to come into this this currency. This is the only one I feel safe shorting against because the other ones have uh, upward momentum. Now we're going to get to the actual hot list. All right. Again, I want to show you. I want to show you. This is the Dixie, the U.S. dollar, U.S. dollar index, right? And I want you to see that we are in demand. All right, and we are responding to that demand zone. We had a bullish close on the daily, and we are coming up. Uh, the last Friday was another bullish close of a candle. All right, so we are in the discount, and there is potential for price to go into premium price and continue this bullish uh, uptrend. All right. Does that make sense? Hey, Sherrod, I'm glad you're still with me. All right. Does that make sense? So, for those that are thinking bearishly, all right, I would tell you wait until this demand and this demand, from a swing perspective, I would wait for those demands to fail and catch the pullback before I start thinking about selling the US dollar. And I wouldn't do that before FOMC, period. End of story. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing it. All right. That's not safe trading. That's that's risky. That's risky bisky. So that's where I'm standing on that now. Let's get to the hot list. All right. US. No, I don't want to start with that. Let's go to US dollar yen. All right. This is where we start breaking down some stuff, folks. This is where we start breaking down. Suggest me a secondary pair if EU is my main. All right, listen. EU is my main. Adarsh. All right, Adarsh. Listen, EU is my main. That's my main. My main skizane. All right. Um, but I look at. Uh, it's best to concentrate on a few markets, especially if you're a newer trader. I would tell you concentrate on one. I have more experience, and I like to concentrate on one. I'm telling you, you can get it done with with one market. EU is my main go-to. GU is a good secondary, but I like AU over GU. I'll be honest with you. I like AU, Aussie dollar, USD. It has smoother moves. And if somebody is a newer trader and they're looking to trade EU or GU, they move kind of fast and they're very popular. I would tell them go to AU. Go to AU. It's the difference. If you're a New Yorker, it's the difference between driving through Manhattan and or driving through Queens. All right. If you're in California, all right. Let me stop doing all these traffic things. It's smoother trading, and it doesn't move as volatile. It doesn't have the harsh wicks on Aussie dollar and as Euro USD and Pound USD. AUD is a smoother ride. GJ used to be mine. I'm telling you right now, GJ used to be mine. Um, but if you're asking me to suggest one to you, I would suggest GU or AU. All right, particularly AU. All right, that's come my secondary. And my third option is also US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD. All right, and that's where I am. Otherwise, than that, I'm looking at the indices, S&P, Nasdaq, and US 30. I look at them together, and whichever one is doing its thing, that's what I look for. Okay. Uh, Now, let's get to these pairs. Let's start with US dollar yen. All right, I'm going to widen this up. Guys, give me 1 second. Let me fill my tank up and empty another tank. I'll be right back. Taking a swig, taking a swig. Mm. You know what? There is nothing like coffee break. No, I had enough coffee. I had enough coffee. I had to. It's water, man. H2O. Nothing's better. Nothing's better. H2O, himbo Jimbo. Cross Bronx Expressway versus LIE. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, yes. The Cross Bronx Expressway. Oh, the Long Island Expressway, man. I tell you what, man. The Cross Bronx can you can get yourself in some trouble over there, but the LIA is a little bit smoother, depending on the time of day, right? LIA is nasty during the rush hour. I hated it. I hated it. I used to be a truck driver there. It was driving. It drove me crazy. So I know all the little ins and outs over there for sure. Okay, now I'm so glad somebody there was a New Yorker that got some of those references. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, now let's get there. let's get to these markets now. I want to I want to make sure I break this down from the get from the get down. All right, let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get this. Uh, what do we got there? What is this? Okay, yeah. All right, let's go to the monthly. We're gonna. I'm gonna break this down to where you understand the way I understand it. Okay, that's right. I know, Bill. I know, Bill. That's right. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Uh, I was a local driver there, though, man. It sucked. I had my route was in Chinatown. While I'm there, it wasn't bad. You know, I just dealt with it. But when you get away from, I live in Georgia now, things are a little different. This is a hub, a trucking hub as well. Okay, so on the U.S. dollar yen, on the U.S. dollar yen, look at the monthly. Month for months, it's been moving up. All right, the U.S. dollar has been outperforming the yen even during the pullback times, right? And what are we doing? Price has come into contact with supply, monthly supply. All right. Do I expect a reaction here? Yes, I do. I do expect some kind of reaction here. All right. We've just taken liquidity here, and I want to see if price will, this bullish impulse, if we'll see some kind of pullback. All right, from the monthly. So what we can see upon close examination is let me turn this one off. All right. What we can see is sellers came into it, and we are reacting to this zone. Easy to see, right? Sellers came into the picture, and we can see this month, which has 1 day and 6 hours left. Uh, we can see that this may turn into a big old maybe an inverted hammer or something. We'll see. This is a very interesting. What do you call it? A piece, reaction. All right. This is what it looks like on the weekly. Right. We have a big old doji up here. All right. And look at the way the week closed last week. All right. That's that's indecisive. All right. We could see another we could see another indecisive move here. All right, but I don't think so. I think what we're going to see is price reacted to the weekly supply that's inside of this monthly supply. We reacted to it, and we may see uh, price travel down and maybe react here to demand here on this level, because I believe there's demand at this level, and we may see a resumption of the bullish trend. All right, this is on a weekly basis now, so bear that in mind. Strong weekly impulse doesn't mean we're going to come down to this demand zone way down here, which is weeks away. All right, no, that's not the scenario I'm looking at. I'm looking at price. Quite possibly, this is an inside candle. I'm looking at price coming down to this area here, and like it already has, and finding demand and continuing higher. That's but this is the one of those uh, one of the trades that I would tell you FOMC is going to determine which way this is going to actually go. So it's safer to wait until FOMC. You understand? Before you enter this market. But I am definitely looking for some upside against the yen. All right, I'm looking for some upside against the yen. I'm looking for the U.S. dollar to outperform the yen, because I'm expecting that the 75 basis point rate hike from the Fed will keep the U.S. dollar strong, because are encouraged by the fact that we didn't have a negative GDP numbers last week. So we'll see. All right, let's take a closer look on the daily. And you can see we have daily zones that prices responded to, and here we are at a daily demand. This is what I was talking about. All right. So we see the breaks of market structure to the upside. All right. We see this range of price. This is where the price intervened. I mean the Bank of Japan intervened, stop the bullish momentum, and then it ended up meaning nothing because price pushed pushed past it, right? And then we had another intervention right here, same size, right? Same looking, same almost identical candle. All right, had another intervention by the Bank of Japan. All right, that stopped the bullish momentum. Price kind of dithered to the left, kind of traded sideways, but we are managing to react to this demand zone here. Looks like a star pattern to me, and I'm expecting price to continue higher. So I am definitely bullish on US dollar yen. All right, if we go to the 4 hour, this is where we make our money. Right, check out the. I want you to give me a rating on this breakdown because I'm giving you top down, baby. I'm giving you top down. All right. So what do we have? We're in demand. All right. This is a demand zone. All right, and I mean a supply zone, a daily. I looked at the D and I got all messed up. We're in daily supply, and it has formed daily supply uh, what that uh, with that intervention move by the Bank of Japan. All right, and we moved bearishly. All right, we wick past the low, but we are responding to the demand zone down here, and price. If you take a close look, price is has broken supply. All right, the supply that took it past that low. All right, and we have a flip situation here. So if price does pull back, I'm looking for a bullish price action here, and I'll be looking on the 15-minute for at least a 15-minute change of character to confirm any kind of entries on the lower time frames. All right, basically, uh, only get in once you get a confirmation for an entry. If price does come down here, look for the 15-minute at the very least a change of character, if not a break of structure. Okay, and then look for your bullish setups here. Okay, if price takes these lows and sweeps that low, all right, we're still in demand. We have 4 hour, 2 4 hour demand zones inside of this daily demand, and I'm still going to be looking for bullish price action. All right, so if price sweeps the low for liquidity, it's only, I believe, it's only preparing for a bigger move to the upside. I hope that makes sense. There is uh, uh, price did come back up, but there is an imbalance to fill, and that'll draw price up. So I do like this scenario. All right, hope that makes sense. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Everybody on board with that? I hope so. Let me see. Uh, I'm getting no input. There we go. All right. Hey, Yoon, is it Yoon Claron? Unclaren or Unclaren. I'm here with you. Does this mean that the Japanese yen is getting weak or getting weaker? Yeah, yeah. That's what I believe. The yen is weak and will continue to be weak. All right. The 405 or the 110. Yeah. What is your style of trading, coach? All right. Use supply and demand with smart money concepts. That's what I do. Okay. I like structure. I'm a structure guy. Okay, so that's the U.S. dollar. Let's move on to euro, Japanese yen, the euro, yen. All right. If we do, I have a some good top down for you. I think I do. Let me see. All right, let's go to the monthly quickly. Look what time it is. It's 11:45. All right. So we are at we are at supply right now, right? And price has pushed down. It's been bearish, right? And the euro starts to outperform the yen. We break internal structure to the upside. Boom, right? What do you do when you break internal structure? Well, what do you do when you get a break of structure to the upside? You wait down here for your demand to be either respected or not, and it was. All right, you expect a return to impulse, and it was. Boom, 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 and we have a bullish response to that demand as it should. All right, and for the last few months, it's been higher highs and higher lows. All right, and we are in supply right now, and we are at the midpoint of this supply zone. And I do believe we have good momentum to the upside, hence the green arrow. All right, let me turn that off. All right, and so we can get some clarity here. All right, so I believe that we should take this high and mitigate the higher zone because this looks like inducement, and that'll get that'll trap sellers into their cells. All right, give them profit, and then come back and snatch them out of those cells and in fulfilling the mission to what do you call it? Mitigate the higher zone. And I believe that's what the mission is. This is an impulsive move. This is an ascending correction, right? And then we correct impulsively, right? A descending correction, excuse me. And then we have an impulse to the upside, a correction. We move sideways a bit, and then looks like we're getting ready to take that top. So I believe we have upward momentum. Let's move to the weekly. I think that's pretty easy to see. All right. We are in the supply. All right. This is monthly supply, the big hollow box. Right. And you can see how price is filling that wick rejection that we had from that the weekly supply within the monthly supply. We had wick rejection, and we are filling that wick rejection. And look at the weeks, bullish weeks, one right behind the other. Each candle's a week, right? So I like the fact that the euro is outperforming the yen because it's a stronger currency, even though on its own it's kind of weak. It's the euro, as I already showed you in the with the futures, is that it's weak, and but it had it had an internal break of structure to the upside for what? To make maybe a lower high. And that's where we are with the euro right now. But against the yen, this is a solid bet as far as I'm concerned because of the Bank of Japan's policy of devaluation. Now, on the daily, this is where we start to see some things really clearly. We have breaks of structure to the upside. The swing structure on the daily is easy to see. All right. We take out that high. We get a weak break and close above this high. I was looking for that word, inducement. I love that word, inducement. It's my favorite word, right? So we see the respect given to the demand zone. Price comes back after a break of structure. What do you expect? A return to impulse, right? We returned to that impulse and we responded bullishly. Easy stuff. And we have another convincing break of structure to the upside, right? We are in this supply and we have a bullish response. I mean, a bearish reaction to it. All right. But we understand what day was that? October 22nd. I mean, excuse me, October. I mean, this is the 21st. And this candle, let me see, this is a daily candle. This is the 22nd. Hold on, man. What? This was Friday. Uh-oh. Okay. Hold on. Yep, this was Friday. All right, so on the 21st, we had that this was a news candle for sure. And then on the open, we recovered. We recovered that bearish move. We recovered here. All right. We didn't take the top yet, but we are still in supply. Right. And price moved down, respected this low, and we have a response here. This looks like we have some demand that can sorry uh, that we that will take price higher. I expect the euro to outperform the yen to continue to do so. We're at the top of the trading range, right? This is I'm looking at this as one from swing low to the establishment of a new swing high, and we have broken structure to the upside. We haven't had a real pullback or return to impulse, but we did get a pullback here. All right. If we look at this pullback and this, right, we have gone into just kill the net. Yeah, I think it was in that. You know, I tried to clap it because I got my window open. I like natural air, so and I'm facing the backyard, so there's a lot of trees and a lot of stuff in as you already know in Georgia, and I'm facing all of that, and so every so often it one will creep through that doggone screen. What are you gonna do? Country life, right? But I'm not in the country. I'm, I'm not in the country part of Georgia. But anyway, so I'm looking for some more bullish action here. Now, uh, if you're looking at these swings, swing high, swing low, swing high, we're moving bullishly. That's the important part. And I want to see if this zone here holds. All right, it hasn't accomplished anything yet as far as taking a high, but I have it marked because I think on the 4 hour you'll see that there's some there. All right, you see this move here. This is Sunday. Yeah, this is the Sunday candle. You see how it wicked around and everything. All right, we made that low. We swept. We swept that low here. Right, and we come back to this demand. All right, this is where the demand chain starts, and you start looking for a reason to think price is going to continue higher. All right, as it hits a trend line, you know, once it mitigates and comes back, once it mitigates a zone and comes back to that line, and that line holds, you start to think, all right, demand is in control, right? And you're looking for supply to be taken out. We're in the supply here, all right? Price comes up. We had a little short-term lows being taken out, and then we have this bullish response. This is a 4 hour time frame, so I'm looking for price to continue higher. We may pull back, all right, and maybe even sweep that low. We may pull back, but I believe we're going to continue higher and continue going up. All right. Again, uh, uh, I am putting the euro against the yen, even though the euro is going through its own things there, as far as their interest rate and the fight against inflation and all geopolitical situations happening, or bringing just ruining the economy. All right, this is hey Trader X, what's going on? I'll take a look at it at the end of this. Hey man, good to see you here. Thank you for attending. All right, guys, do not forget to hit that like button. All right, I appreciate that. It helps the channel to grow. All right, so I'm looking for a price to continue higher, and maybe that might happen with the open. With this move here, we did sweep some liquidity, and we are see that inside candle there. This is it, look where we're acting right at that. So I'm looking for these highs to be taken here, and a deeper mitigation of this supply zone. That's what I'm looking at on Euro, JPY. Those are my top two areas to look for so far. We're going to take a look at we're going to take a look at GDP, GPP, JPY. All right, the pound again. the pound is having the UK is going to have an interest rate decision on Thursday. All right, you might see the market move to the side on up until Thursday. All right, but that's on an individual basis, just on the pound futures. Right, you might see it move to the side up until the interest rate decision. However, against the yen, I think it will outperform the yen. Okay, now let's get a breakdown. Let's just go to the daily. Let's just go to the daily. Take a quick look. All right, and what we can see is price has gone into weekly supply. All right, and we're heading towards the daily supply nested within the weekly. All right, if we go over here to the left, I'm not sure we're going to eat that data. There it is. All right, here's the daily. Here's the daily supply here. We haven't touched it yet, but you can see this is uh, the uh, the higher time frame supply that we're actually in, and price could act. Uh, 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 we can expect some kind of reaction to it. All right, and if we can get back over here to the left, look how the, Friday closed. If we go to the weekly, we can see that the weekly closed very bullishly, very bullishly. We had a week where things were indecisive, but up until that point, we had strong bullish momentum to the upside, a little indecision, strong bullish momentum to the upside, a little indecision, strong bullish momentum to the upside. Would it be surprising to see some indecision this week? All right, up until the UK has their interest rate decision? No, it wouldn't be. You shouldn't be surprised. All right, we are in supply. We are in supply, and we are reacting to it. But I do believe you see the way we close. I'm looking for more bullish price action to happen right after this. Does that make sense? Of course it does. Come on. All right, and I want to make sure it makes sense to you guys. Okay, so to my viewers, so we're on the daily. It closed at a very strong bullish uh, engulfer. What am I looking for? I'm looking for price to come back and test this level. All right. I'm looking for price to come back and test this level. Uncle Ron checking in on you. YouTube, great session. Hey, man, Mr. Staples, Uncle Ron, I appreciate you checking in and thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the kind words. Okay. So uh, that's a bullish engulfer. All right, it's a very strong one. Okay, so I'm looking for that base candle of the bullish engulfer pattern to be tested. And what do I mean by tested? Mitigated, of course. And uh, if price opens and comes back here just a little bit, I'm looking for a candle like this to happen right here. All right, I'm looking for the start as a white candle and then turn blue. All right, and turn our accounts blue. So I'm looking for buys in the pound. All right, we are in supply. All right, I'm looking for price to grind through this supply zone. Okay, in the case that there is some bearish activity, maybe the interest rate decision has a bearish effect on things. I still think the pound outperforms the yen. All right, and this week I believe we may see that, and just be careful of the sideways action that could happen. But I do believe that price will open positively. There's a chance it may come down into this demand, but there was a sweep at this demand. All right, there was a sweep already. All right, I like that because it makes me think price took liquidity for this move already. We don't need to come back down here in order to. We don't need to come back down here to to fuel the higher move. That's my thinking. Okay, because we already had a sweep of sell side liquidity. Maybe we come back by into this supply, but I don't think so. I think we're going to have some good strength at that bullish engulfer there. So again, we are at supply, so we have to be careful, right? Let's look on the 4 hour. That's where we we make our money, right? Let's see. Boom. All right. And upon closer inspection, what do we see? We see structure breaks to the upside. We see the pullback after a break of structure. What do we expect after a break of structure? A return to impulse, right? Somebody's not reminding me about these 15-minute. All right. But you watching the Nats though, right, Leslie? Come on, man. All right. So it's we're at 12 o'clock. This is actually when I wanted to end the stream, but I'm not. I'm going to finish this analysis. Okay. So uh, we have the high, we have the low, we have price coming. It didn't quite mitigate here. Didn't quite, but just understand that we are in supply. All right, we're in this zone of supply. It's a maybe an 8 hour zone. All right, but the more refined zone has not been mitigated. But we do have a break of structure to the upside, and I think we are going to continue higher. You see these strong 4 hour bullish candles there? That's nobody's joke. All right, we are in higher time frame supply, but we haven't reached the what do you call it? The uh, the more refined areas of the 4 hour and the 4 hour supply within the daily supply. But we are breaking structure with conviction, right? Am I right, Leslie? Does that look like conviction to you? You know what I mean? So I'm looking for price to pull back, maybe to this area here. All right, to pull back into this zone, this range of supply here. I'm looking for price to pull back into it and then continue higher. If we sweep the lows, that's fine. We're still coming into an unmitigated zone of supply if we sweep these lows. And then we'll probably get the interest rate decision, and we'll see the bullishness return. But I don't believe it'll. I'm leaning more towards price continuing from up here. We might get a correction of this impulse and then continue higher, or we might just open and continue higher. Right? Okay. So I'm looking for that conviction. I'm looking for that continuation after the conviction. You know what I'm saying? Sherrod, what you laughing at, man? I don't know what's going on. All right, so everybody's on board with pound yen. You can see the strength in this market. All right, structure wise, and we have the fundamentals heading our ways. We got to be careful. Let me ask. Somebody's asked a question. Uncle Ron from Cincinnati. All right. Hey, I like Cincinnati. I used to drive for Greyhound. I used to drive for Greyhound, and I had one of my stops was in Cincinnati. Are you looking for a reversal utilizing smart money concepts at the gray box or zone? Yeah, yeah. These are demand zones. These are demand zones, right? And this is where you would look for bullish price action. So if price does return to this zone, if price returns to that zone, I'm going down on the 15 minute. I'm going to be looking for change of character, breaks of structure. All right, to so I can take an entry, so I can look for a buy. All right, I believe that we may not even get past this zone, and we can look on the 15 minute once price reaches this area for a matter of fact. Let me mark it. I will mark it for you. I'm looking at this area here that price could very well hold, hold, and we may be able to see price hit here and then come up. All right. So this is not this is the possible scenario here or here. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. If price hits that, put an alert. Like I do, put an alert here, and so you don't miss it. All right, price makes it down here, and we go up here. Got it? I hope you understand. Thank you for asking, Unclaron, Uncle Ron. I said Uncle Claron, Unclaron, Uncle Ron. No, ridiculous. Boy, I'm speedballing here. I'm at top speed. What's the problem? All right, let's look at US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD. Let me take a swig. Let me take a swig. Hold on a second. Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's go to the monthly. I'm going to break this down for the monthly. It was only one net. You heard me say it a couple of videos ago, and now you want to say my house was filled with gnats and stuff. Come on, man. All right. So all right. Let's see. Let's go to the monthly. Hot whiskey. That's what I need. I need a shot of hot whiskey. All right. The U.S. dollar CAD. What are we looking at? We're looking at uh, the monthly. All right. Now, what you see? I got the a projection there, right? We have a monthly uptrend, all right, and it's just a little corny little uptrend that we got going here, and we could be making a lower high. I don't know. We don't know. All right. Price took this low, which I find very interesting, but we are still in this demand, right? Is this Are we heading down? Let me draw a line here. Let me show you something here, right? This is structure, all right? This is the actual point at which if we break this low, all right, because we made uh, a higher low here and a higher high, all right, and price has not taken this high out yet. Came close, came close, but that is not a break of the highs. So we are still in this range of price. All right. And where are we now? Price came back into discount. All right. Taking out this low. All right. Sweeping that low, but we are in a range. Make no mistake about it. All right. And if we are in a range, you want to take your trades from the edges, the highs and the lows. Right. Too easy. So if you would have took your long here, you would have been grinding all the way up. All right. This looked corrective until this happened, right? That's an impulsive move. And I'm looking for that move to be corrected here. And then quite possibly we can go on up because what did price do? What did price do? It created a zone of demand. All right. And what did we break? We broke supply. All right. What am I looking at? Supply to demand flip. So we're going to keep an eye on this. All right. I do expect the US dollar to outperform the CAD. All right. Just understand the CAD is number 5. This is in the rankings as far as strength. Yes, last week it was at minus 503. This week is at minus 417. It's actually trending up while the US dollar is trending down for 83 last week and this week at 250. But one is in an uptrend, the other is uh, trending is in a base is more bearish. All right, as far as the higher time frame structures are concerned. So when I'm putting them together, I have to keep those things in mind. And we also have to understand the CAD. It had a interest rate decision that was dovish. All right, that was dovish. All right, didn't do a whole lot for the currency, insofar as strengthening it. But the U.S. dollar has their interest rate coming on Wednesday. So this is one of those that I would suggest that you wait until Wednesday to get clarity. Right now, we are reacting to monthly supply. All right, we came up into the supply, and we have a bearish reaction to it. This is the current monthly candle, and it is a bearish candle, right? Let's go to the weekly. On the weekly, we have this weekly supply that price is in right now. I'm not sure. Did I just draw this thing? Yes, I did. Let me get rid of this. Get it out of here. Thank you very much. All right. What I want you to notice is that before price started this move, it swept liquidity. It swept liquidity down there. It did not. It respected that low. Respected the low the which is a structure point on the higher time frame. All right, and this is the trading range that we're in. This is in the discount part of that range. All right, price grind it, grind it, grind it. We're making internal breaks of market structure to the upside, and then we have this impulsive move into supply. Okay, uh, for me, I'm looking for price to come back down here. All right. You'll notice that my lines go through some of the wicks. That's because the wicks don't mean as much to me when it comes to market structure breaks. I want to see a break and close above, and that's what happened here. All right. So that bear that in mind. Now we have a convincing break of market structure. It's impulsive. I'm looking for a corrective structure uh, to quite possibly happen now in order to find our way through this supply. All right. So that's where I'm at. I'm looking for corrective movement and then another impulse move to the upside. We may come down here, but this is a weekly. That's a good ways away. All right. But right now here we are. Let's take a closer look at that on the daily time frame. Wrong. All right. I got I got situations going on here. All right. Let's see. Okay. Hey guys, do not forget to smash that like button, would you please? Do not forget to smash the like button if you like what you see. If you don't like what you see, man, you do what you got to do. You do what you want to do. All right. Now we're looking at that price action at supply. Again, this is a higher time frame supply, right? Weekly, and we found a daily supply zone within the weekly zone, and we you can see the reaction to it, right? Boom, and then we have a bearish engulfer here, and then we move to the side, and then we have this slow grinding corrective structure. All right, now price has already swept this low that created that new high. All right, we swept it, but there is no convincing break and close below that. So I'm bearing that in mind. We have some this weekly demand that I pointed out, but that's a good portion of time, a good chunk of time away, right? We could very well see bullish price action into supply from here. All right. Just remember, uh, this impulsive move uh, uh, did see a high made, a pullback, and a higher high, right? And we haven't had a break and close below that low. This is demand here. You understand? This is demand. And so far, we are holding that demand. I got the wrong tool. No problem. All right. So we have demand here. All right, and it's in that demand. We haven't broken it yet, and look where the opens, the breaks, the close and opens are. They're in the middle of this demand zone, and we have some bullish price action going on here. So, could we see price continue higher? It's very, very possible. So, what I want to do is uh, uh, when price reaches my POI, like I said, look for that CE means confirmation entries. We go down to the 15 for those confirmations, but right now we're going to go down to the 4 hour where we make our money. All right. Let's see what the price action is telling us here. All right. Here's that daily demand, and we found a 4 hour zone that price is responding to here. We did sweep that low here. All right. And we have the response to the 4 hour zone within the daily demand, and price does break a high. Ooh, I love to see these kind of things. All right. We did break a high, sweeping some liquidity there. All right. And we have an inside candle on the 4 hour. This inside candle closed on the 4 hour. So what am I looking for? All right. What am I looking for? Well, let me tell you this. All right. Inside, so far, we can see that we have uh, uh, a lower time frame change of character. All right. To the upside. All right. The thing is, you can't get too happy. You can't get too happy. All right. Because this might indicate that price wants to go higher. What am I looking for? I'm looking for price to come right back here. This is an unmitigated zone. if this is a trading range, right? I want to take my trades from the edges, right? From the bottom, and take my buys from the bottom, take my sells to the top. Thank you very much, Leslie. You are all right with me. All right. So I'm looking for buys from here and sells from here. I'm not in the mood for sells because we had a break of market structure to the upside, and we are in the return to impulse, the impulse phase of that movement. All right. I'm looking for this demand to hold. All right. And so far it is holding, and we did get a change of character here. So I'm looking for price to quite possibly come here and continue to grind up. I'm looking for the US dollar to outperform the CAD. All right. And this may happen Wednesday. All right. We may see price uh, trailing, fading down into this zone, or maybe even this zone for a lower sweep. But because we already swept this low here already, I'm thinking that this may be the spot, and that we may get confirmations, like I was pointing out with my other arrow. We may get confirmation entry when price gets down here. All right, I think this will be a high probability trade if price grinds its way down here and holds here until Wednesday. You understand? Wednesday, if we're here in this zone, I think this will be a high probability trade to the upside. I hope I'm clear with that. Okay, let's move on, and we're going to go to pound USD. Pound USD. Let me get to the monthly. I'm going to break it down for my peoples. All right, are you guys still with me? Are you still remembering to hold on to your questions or whatever if you have questions, and do make sure you smash the like. I want to thank you guys for showing up and participating in this thing, and I want to make sure I get that message out to all, uh, to include uh, my people on trading view. Thank you for showing up. Right. All right, let me get a swig here. Let me get a swig here. Guys, if I'm talking too fast, uh, thank you, Ron. Thank you. If I'm talking too fast, let me know, man. Old Uncle Ron still in the house. All right. Make sure you smash the like button, okay? So we're going to start with GPP USD. Let's start on GPP USD. All right. On the monthly, obviously, we've been bearish for months, obviously, and we are in uh, a demand area, an area of demand. I don't have the data for it. What is that? I don't know. What, oh yeah, yeah. You can see it actually. I remember this now. You can see it actually on the FXM FXCM chart that we are in demand here. Right. This is from freaking 1985. This is the last time we've traded this low. 1985. We are in this demand, and we've actually swept that low. We swept that low for liquidity. So we may be we may be on the curve, on the verge of moving up because we swept that low. It's a very important low. Thank you, Sherrod. Uh, uh, and you can see the bullish reaction here. Look at that bullish move here. All right, and we are in this candle right now, this monthly candle, and uh it closed bullishly. I mean, it hasn't closed yet. We got a day and 5 hours. Uh, we did get a bearish close of market structure. You understand? We did get a bearish close here. All right, and we got to expect a return to impulse. And I'm looking at the one candle that is different from everybody else here. All right. That's the one candle that's different from all the other bearish candles. All right. Usually that's where you find supply in this situation. All right. In this situation, this is a bearish situation. This is where you usually find supply. Okay. In a bullish situation, that odd cut of candles where you're going to find demand. That's just a rule of thumb. Okay, uh, for you to enjoy. All right, so I'm looking for a price to pull back after this bearish move. We swept a long time 1985 low over there. So looking for bullishness here was uh, the move. It was something to look for. All right, so I'm going back. I got to go back to the actual uh, candlestick. All right, so I'm on the weekly now. All right, let's take a look at this weekly. Boom, boom. Let's take a look at the weekly. All right, so we're on the weekly. We're on the weekly. Okay, good. All right, so you see, the weekly has all this bearish move. It's very impulsive. We come down into the demand, and some people are going to say as soon as this wick is below this demand zone, that means this zone is no good anymore. No, for me, that's not true. For me, I need to see a break and close, a candle body break and close to violate a zone. All right, especially if there's a bullish response from it. You know what I mean? I don't ignore this. The demand is there. There's orders that took price to the upside. You know, it just didn't feel like going up there. There's bullish orders that were taken up, buying orders that people are in profit from. They got from this area. Come on. All right. One thing, if it would have broke and closed below, then I'm looking for a supply to come and to take a high probability trade to the downside. That's not what happened. Okay, so we have bullish price action each week. 3 weeks straight. We're breaking structure to the upside. And when I say straight breaking structure, I don't. I mean, I'm talking about microstructure. Here on the higher time frame, you see that we took this high out, right? That's significant to me. Not that on a on this weekly time frame we have a strong change of character. Okay, that's all I'm saying here. This looks like price is changing character here. All right, after making this low and then breaking that high, that's a good indication that we have some more bullish price action uh, maybe to follow. All right, let's go down to the daily. Okay, daily you can daily you can see we have a nice little trend line, right? A cute little trend line. And why am I showing all of this? Yeah, okay. So wait, what I want you to see is the chain of supply. All right, we have supply here, supply here. You know, leaves, comes back to it, leaves, and we're coming back to it again. All right, this is the chain of supply, and that's why we have that a trend intact. Okay, all right. Now from here, you can see that uh, with the inside candle and the spin, all right, we have change of character here. All right, prices pull corrects this impulsive move, right, and then we break that high. All right, so for me, it's obvious the lower time frames have turned bullish. But why has it turned bullish? All right, the lower time frames have turned bullish in an overall bearish market. What do you think? I explained it earlier. Come on, work with me. What do you think? It's because maybe they're going to form that lower high. All right, now we have the breaks of swing structure here. Right, that's a break. That's a swing low to the swing high. Depends on how you view this as a swing high or a swing low. For me, on the daily structure, that counts. That counts as a lower high, and we are in that supply. If we break that high, I'm thinking that price is going to continue bullishly. Now, depends. This is a break of this high, a break and close above it would indicate to me that price may be heading up. But this isn't. This if this is if you don't count this as a lower low lower high kind of situation. If you don't, it's okay. All right, because this swing high to that swing low is pretty significant, and we can you can consider this high and this low as the trading range, which I do. All right, but what it illustrates is we are moving out of discount where you want to take longs, and we are in premium price where you want to look for shorts. We are above the 50%. This is and this supply is in premium price. So I'm looking to see at the, especially with a trend line here, I'm looking to see if price will roll over here. It's as simple as that. And against the US dollar, there's a good chance that that might happen on FOMC. All right. I would tell you to wait until FOMC before you take a short in this market. Okay. That's the way I feel about it now. I think that's the safest thing to do. Let's go down to the 4 hour where we make our money. All right. And we can see some hints as to what we need to do. Let's go down to the 4 hour. All right. I thought I highlighted. Okay, there you go. We have some POIs. POIs. All right. Look what price is doing now. We're filling in that imbalance over there, right? You see how far we got to it. Then price turns down. What do? We responded to this demand zone. Interesting, right? Why? Because this is supply. Price broke market structure to the downside in that supply, so it's valid. It's a valid supply. We see that price responded, reacted to it, and this is the extent, the extreme of that reaction. This is the last reaction we had. All right, this is the last reaction we had. So it creates a demand zone here, and we have a minor zone here. All right, but once price breaks and takes out supply, these are the areas that I will be looking for price to return to for bullish price action. Maybe it comes down here, filling in this fair value gap, which will be all good. Sherrod, you're killing me, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. That's all right. That's all right, man. You're still electrifying. Keep going. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep going. Let me drink some water. Let me drink some water. Mm. Ah, H2O, high quality, high quality. Okay, so what I'm looking at is, you see how we reacted here to this minor demand. I say minor because of the way it's constructed. All right, but price did come back to it, filling in the imbalance, and look at those bullish candles there. Now, do I think price will take those highs out? I think there's momentum in these candles, and I think so. I think we come up and mitigate the higher zone. I do. All right. Now, what happens here? The higher zone is there's relative equal highs up here. I believe that if price does return back down here, does mitigate that zone, I believe we're going to break through it because there is no inducement in this leg of structure. There's no inducement in the leg of structure. And if you don't see inducement in the leg of structure, there's a good chance that this is the inducement and that price will take it out. Maybe to take out that liquidity that's here to mitigate the higher zone. All right. And what happens when that happens? What does it mean if that happens? All it means is, remember the swing high and swing lows. This is the swing high, swing low. You can see that on the 4 hour, right? All right. Everything else is lower time frame stuff. All right. This is the swing high, swing low. This is the 50%. We are in premium price. If price does come up here and mitigates this, there's a fair chance that it could just be to make the lower high, facilitating a lower high to be made for price to go lower. All right. The UK economy, just keep that in mind. What is it looking like? The politics there is in flux. All right. Let's, to use a kind word. Okay. uh, prime ministers back to back, a budget, a plan, a budgetary plan, and all that good stuff. There's some things that need to happen and need to happen, and they're moving with some urgency there. All right, and they're still fighting a war in Ukraine and causing an energy crisis throughout Europe, and the UK has to deal with all those things. All right, this is they're dealing with fallout from the Brexit decision with their leadership, and I mean it's just so those are things you got to factor in. Do I project a strong currency going forward? No, I don't. All right, so I'm looking for price to quite possibly mitigate higher and then go lower. But against the U.S. dollar, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at U.S. dollar outperforming the pound and bringing price back down, resuming the higher time frame downtrend. I hope that makes sense to you. My reasoning. All right. I see you, Sherrod. All right. The bull has started to run. Perhaps. I'm hoping that the UK economy uh, stabilizes the same way. I'm hoping the same thing happens in US in the US. Okay. I have one other one that I have prepared. This is Euro USD. All right. If we can get to my higher time frame. Boom. I got all this here. This is, don't even worry about none of this stuff. Okay. So, all right. On the daily, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Euro USD, Euro USD. Do remember uh, they had an interest rate. They had the ECB had an interest rate decision just recently, but what we're going to look at is structure. Look at the daily. All right. This is very easy to see. All right. Bearish breaks of structure. All right. This is swing structure being broken. Those lows are being taken. Swing structure. Lower lows and lower highs. Easy. Right? Everybody's on board with that. Okay. Bearish. All right. I got you, guy. I got you. I got you. All right. I see you, Trader X. I see you. All right. So we have a bearish break of structure. So this is our prevailing um, uh, trading range. All right. This is the 50% of that trading range. All right. That little red mark there. You can see it more clearly here. I don't know why I got two of them here. That's ridiculous. All right. But all right. So what you can see, and I want you to take this apart with me so you can understand how I see it. All right. And maybe you might find that helpful. All right. You can see this bearish leg of structure here. All right. Once price is in that bearish leg of structure, you should be thinking uh, swing structure and thinking bearish. The best way to say, if we are breaking structure to the downside, swing structure, your swing trades should be sells. Period. All right. Now, when do you start taking buys in a bearish structure, especially if the structure is bearish? The higher time frame swing structure is bearish. When do you start looking for longs? When you see an internal break of structure, eyeballs. What is that? Eyeballs. What is an internal break of structure? All right, it's just looking at a structure point on the inside, on the interior, and saying, "Oh, well, price broke that high." All right, on on the daily, this is you're seeing lows being made, and then we have this the one candle that is not part of that down move, and then the low is taken. That low is taken on the next candle. This is our change of character. On the 4 hour, and you'll see that in a minute, that is an internal break of structure. All right. When price turns up, as soon as price turns inward, that's when you start to think, when do I start looking for buys? I need a confirmation that price that I can look for buys. Look for an internal break of structure. On a daily, What you want to see is a 4 hour internal break of structure. All right. Follow me on that. Just remember I said that. All right. So price is bearish. It turns up and we have a very bullish candle there, right? We pulled up into what? Premium price, discount price. We want to take buys in discount. You're just waiting for the confirmation to take those buys, right? So you look on the 4 hour for price to have one of these numbers, all right, where the low is made, a pullback, a lower low is made, and then a break above that high. That is an internal break of structure on the 4 hour. That's what you'll look for. This is your trading model. This is how you enter trades on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute, on the 1 hour, on the 1 week, on the monthly. You wait for that low to be made, a pullback, a lower low, a break of market structure to the upside. This is your internal break of structure. And you wait for that pullback, the RTI, the return to impulse. And this is your high probability trade. I just gave you the sauce, people. I just gave you the sauce. That's the source code right there, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I live by it. I live by it. Okay. So we are, once price pulls in the premium price, here, this is, we're at supply. This is the supply here. All right. We're at premium price, supply in premium. You look for your shorts. All right. You go down to your 15-minute and look for a break of market structure to the downside. You wait for that return to impulse, and that then you take shorts. But what is the expectation? The expectation is that at this supply that we respect, price is going to take this low. That did not happen, did it? Because we had that internal break of structure down here, right? We have a return to impulse. Price is respecting that low. So you're looking for price to now again confirm buys once we're in discount. We're in discount, you look for buys. That's what those little lines are for. Price pulled up, returned the impulse, and then we had a very nice buy to take up higher. The thing is, you're going into premium. You're going against the order flow, the not the order flow, but the overall trend. We're on the daily. Remember that. So you're looking for your confirmations on the lower time frames for your entries, but you want to take buys from discount. You want to take sells from premium. Price took that high out. Why? Why are we turning bullish in a bearish trend? Why are we turning bullish internally? It's because maybe we need to make that lower high. You heard me say this. Thanks for the game, nephew. There you go. All right. All right, Ron. I appreciate you now. Yeah, so this could be the lower high being made. We're at supply in premium price. Again, this is the 50%. Remember that. All right. We're in premium price. Could we see more downside action? The potential is that's the expectation because we're still in a bearish leg of structure. That is the expectation to take out this weak low. Why is that low weak? Because it didn't break that high. That's as simple as that. All right, let's go down to the 4 hour. I hope you guys caught the lesson I just gave because that, that's unscheduled stuff. All right, unscheduled stuff. I just broke it down. Gave you the source code. The source code. Okay, so on the 4 hour, this is where we make our money. Where are we at? Price is reacting. We filled in some of this imbalance here. All right, to mitigate the higher time frame zone. All right, we have a 4 hour zone higher up in here, a refined zone. All right, but price is mitigating, and we've come down. We've taken this high out already, but this also shows a nice break of market structure. We have this price turn up here, and we're breaking market structure to the upside. All right, micro structure, I should say. All right, and because we've already had this internal, I keep shifting this thing. We've had our internal break of structure on the 4 hour. This As soon as price breaks and closes below that pullback here, which I consider significant, all right, as soon as price breaks and closes above it, that's a break of market structure. Yeah, I hope you can follow that. All right, a break of an internal break of market structure, an IBOS. All right, we make a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That higher high was taken out after price pulled back, failed to make the low. All right, we started to move back up again, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and you should be have been looking for bullish confirmations of entries. You can see the model is here. A high is made, a low is it breaks a low, breaks that pullback high, return to impulse. This was your classic entry, and then price comes back and gives you another chance to get in that same entry. All right, here we go. The same entry order block. So price continue higher. We can get another entry here. Same kind of situation. A low is made, pull back, lower low. We break the high of that pullback high, and then we return to impulse here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, everything's good. The model, the entry model, is there for you if you want it. All right, so price breaks that high. We mitigate the 4 hour zone up here. All right, we have a change of character here. All right, you can call this one the change of character, or short-term low being broken, another short-term low being broken. But look at this. This demand zone is a result of a reaction to the supply, right? The supply to demand flip. All right, but it's weak, very weak, and I didn't expect it to hold. But price did show some resilience here, didn't it? But we did take that low. We did have a break and close below that low. I suspect price will pull back here. All right. I suspect price will pull back here. And we're going to see if price holds here. Now, the key thing I want you to get from this, that little insignificant kind of weak supply, is that we broke this low. If price pulls back up, you see these buy to sell wicks here? That is their supply on the lower time frames in these wicks in this zone. And price is coming back up here. All right. Why? Because we just took out supply. We took out this supply. You understand? We took out this supply here. So price is coming back. Uh, 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 price is coming back after taking that supply out, and we broke this demand here. If price would have held, let me put it this way: if price would have held at this demand after taking out these two supplies, this one, and this one, after taking out those two supplies, if price would have held at this demand, this would have been a very nice flip. It didn't happen. It took out this supply. I mean, this demand. It's letting me know that supply is not in control. I mean, demand is not in control. It's been eliminated. You see a demand fail there. You see a demand fail here. All right. And I'm looking for a price to pull back into supply, which is in control. Supply is not failing. Demand is the last thing that failed. I'm looking for shorts from here. This will be, I'm looking for that pullback, and I would happily take a trade from premium supply, because again, we're above the 50%. I would happily take a trade from here. Happily, happily. With coffee, with a little coffee and a little water, a little hot whiskey in my bag, I'm straight. I don't drink whiskey, by the way. I don't drink anything but except water and coffee. Mm. So the strong swing is threatened. I may be wrong. The strong swing is threatened. This strong swing up here, is that what you're talking about, Sherrod? The whole thing is under threat. But just bear in mind, the higher time, you see these dots? That's the swing structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That lower high has to be made. That lower high has to be made, and if we're going to maintain downtrend. This is the final stop. All right. If this supply gets taken out, we're no longer in a downtrend. That swing high gets taken out, we're no longer in a downtrend. In order for the downtrend to continue, this supply has to hold. This is giving me that indication. And how do I know if this up move is over? By an internal break of structure. We've already taken out these two. All right. I need to see price. We're taking out supply. I'm looking for price to pull back and then mitigate here. I see that. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. If I see that, I'm going to be encouraged to take shorts. I'm going to happily take a short from here. And that is not the greatest. The buy to sell wicks are not the greatest areas to be taking shorts from, in my view. But in this instance, I believe it's going to be if they show resilience, it will show me that supply is in control. If supply is in control, it's going to happen. Uh, I'm not sure what you're laughing at, man, because I made a joke a little while ago, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, I did. Okay, so look, I need this. I need this high has to hold. All right, the zone that it is responding to is up here. I need this whole zone. If the euro USD downtrend is to continue, this zone has to hold. If that high gets taken out, I'm probably going to be thinking differently. That uh, demand may be in control. But right now, we just had two supplies fail, right? So, and I mean, two demands. Excuse me, two demand zones have failed. I'm looking for price to pull back up, maybe to sweep that high into this zone, and I'm looking for this. If price takes that low out, it's going to be happy times. This is the area I want to look for shorts because we are above the 50% of this trading range. This is the area to look for shorts. I hope you can see that because for me that's pretty fundamental, and you know we'll see. The breaks of structure are going to determine which direction to take to make a trade. I'm going to be looking for shorts, honestly. But this is the area. This is again one of those trades that you might want to wait until FOMC the decision is made. Okay, and that's what I would suggest. This week low should be under threat. Yes, we made a high. We made our second foray into premium price, but we are at supply. We're at supply in premium price, and we are in a downtrend, an overall higher time frame downtrend. That does not uh, escape me. Look at this downtrend, folks. This is on the weekly. Oh, yeah, this is on the weekly. This is a downtrend. Look at these structure points. You can see them a little more clearly. All right, and we try to get back above parity, and we couldn't hold it. All right, that was last week's close. We could not close above parity, and this is the final supply that needs to hold. If we break that high, you know, this would be an internal. This would be a break of structure, but on the higher time frames, this is the weekly. On the monthly, this would be an internal break of structure. All right. On the weekly though, it's a break of swing, a break of weekly swing structure to the upside, and you would look for that return to impulse and that higher highs and higher lows after that. So this is where decisions are made. Okay, uh, we we're going to see how it goes. Got you there, boss. You're 100% correct. All right. I'm glad you're on it. Thank you, Leslie, for the reminder. You're doing a great job. And I'm going to take a quick look at EuroCAD. I'm going to take a quick look for my boy uh, Trader X. If I can get to it, let me see. EuroCAD. Let's see. Bang, 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 boom. Let's take a quick look at EuroCAD. All right, let me get that out of here. You need to follow order flow, man. Sherrod. Exactly that, man. You need to follow order flow. And let me tell you something. If you see me breaking this stuff down, order flow is the internal structure. That is your order flow, internal structure. All right. If your overall time frame, if your overall higher time frame, I'm going to stop this at 1 o'clock, y'all. All right, in 8 or 9 minutes. Okay. All right. The overall time frame is, watch this. Let me illustrate it. This is your monthly, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right. If price turns up, this is your current order flow. Period. That's your order flow. All right. And you want to have that at your back. Okay. Yes, it's best to trade with the trend. But if you have an internal break of structure, your trend, your internal structure is trending up. And you have to know it's for that next lower high to be made. So the monthly will come down, and then you have the weekly turning up. You're like, uh-oh. All right. You want to go with that order flow. All right. And you don't want to target this high. You don't want to target that high. All right. You want to look for that area above. You want to trade into premium price because that's the expectation. When you get an internal break of structure, that's letting you know this down move is over. All right. And the up move is starting on the lower time frame. And you have to understand that that lower time frame is only facilitating what the higher time frame, the next structure point for the higher time frame, which is a lower high. All right, you have to keep that in mind. There's a bigger picture in mind. This is the big picture. All right, and on the if the monthly is going up, all right, and price is trending down on the weekly or the daily, you got to understand why is it doing that? Probably to make that higher low. All right. And you don't want to be targeting that for your TP, that last higher low. No, this is the area. It's below the 50. You want to find a demand zone, that an opposing demand zone from that supply that's up here. You want to find the opposing demand zone to in a discount price to TP at, because this is likely to be the area where price turns back up again and gives you a bullish internal break of structure, and that's where you want to start taking buys. I hope you understand that logic because it's important. It's important. Now let's look at the EuroCAD. Okay. Do I have some breakdown on this one? No, I don't. No, I don't. All right. So we're gonna break it down now then. Okay. And I'm gonna show you how to do this quick. Let me see. Remove the drawings. Okay. All right. So we're on the month. We're on the daily. We're on the monthly. Let's take a look at the depth of the monthly real quick. We see that price has been very bearish, very very bearish, and we have a market structure break there, right? Price took out that high, all right, swept that high. Then we started coming on down, all right. So we break market structure there. We break market structure here. We break market structure there. Very bearish. Too easy to see that, all right. And just on the monthly on its own, we have lower lows and lower highs. All of this is very impulsively bearish. Okay, let's go to the weekly. If we go to the weekly, uh, I want to see something. Why is price turning up here? Why is price turning up here? Come on, man. That's not what I wanted. I'm looking to see why price is turning up there. So I'm going to take a peek on uh, the Euro CAD on the FXCM so I can see the data back here. All right. I'm marking this level. And what are we responding to? Let's go to the monthly. Are we in a higher time frame zone? We are at the bitter end of we might be sweeping. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm talking too fast. Okay, there you go. All right. So was taking this low, and this low was made in 2015. That's an old low. We took that low, we took this low, and we are in a pivot, a monthly pivot. Look at this right here at this this inside bar here. All right, we're at a monthly pivot. I want to see if we are at, yeah, okay. All right, you see, this is 3 month, 3 month, a 3 month zone. All right, now you can, I'm refining the zone here. All right, where price came back, we tested the base candle of this engulf this the body is being engulfed by the next candle here, and we came down and retested and popped up. All right, here we are again. Is this a strong low though? Should this low hold? Should this low uh, uh, be depended upon to bring price higher? All right, we did from that low, we did take out this high, these highs here. I'm trying to get a good picture here, but we failed to take out that low, that high, and this high is responsible for that low. So price did edge up, but here we are again, taking liquidity on the way back, but we are retesting this low, and that is not a great. That doesn't look to be a the strongest bullish situation. We're getting a reaction from this demand zone. Do I expect this demand zone to take out these highs? I don't, especially after failed attempts to go higher. All right. And especially after all of this bearish price action afterwards. So I do not have the highest expectation that this zone will hold, but I do expect some kind of you should have expected a reaction, and we got that reaction, right? So let me go back to let me go back to EuroCAD, the on the Forex broker. All right, so we now know what's causing this, but will it hold? I don't think so. I don't. I think we're going to see some bearish price action after that. Let's take a look at the weekly, and we can see the turn up here. All right, after this bearish move and this corrective structure here, that's a descending correction in my view. Price grind it down, and then we had another impulse to the downside. And what is price testing right now? Do I have to tell you? Yes, I have to tell you because that's my job, right? This is for supply. Price came back up into the supply, did not give a break and close above the middle of this zone. All right, we have a wick. We have a wick high, and that didn't even take out the high. All right, so some we may see some more sideways price action. We may see some more sideways price action here. All right, as we can refine this zone here. We can refine this zone here, right? And price is finding a rejection from there. And can we look to this zone to say, will it hold? I think there's a good chance that this zone holds. All right, let me go to the daily. All right, now you see this price action here. All right, it's kind of an expanding kind of wedge here. All right, this price moves this way. All right, doesn't quite make the highs anymore, and then we take out these lows. All right, price has a strong supply here because it did break market structure to the downside. So when we see market structure being broken to the downside, we're waiting for price to return, a return to impulse. Correct? Am I correct or am I correct? Of course, I'm correct. All right. So um, we did establish a little supply chain going on over here. A little supply chain. Boom, boom, right here, and price came back, and we reacted. We see demand fail here. We see demand fail here. We, we took all of that out, and that's good stuff. That's good eatings. So prices pulled up into this daily zone supply, and gave us a bearish engulfer. And this is exactly what I was describing before. Uh, if I can explain that a little bit, this is the engulfing candle. All right, this is the base candle. The bullish candle is the base candle of this bearish engulfer pattern, and I always look for the next candle to come and retest into the range of the base candle, and then we should see some follow through behind that. So this is a bearish pattern at a point of mitigation of this zone. I'm expecting price to come down. All right, if price continues higher, you know, I'm looking at the close of this daily candle, Friday's candle, and this is an inside bar. All right, I'm looking for price to come on down. I'm looking for it to come on down. I do. I'm looking for the CAD to outperform the euro. I do, because of that candlestick pattern. Now let's go to the 4 hour and let's take a close look. Let me see. All right. Price did travel. Did travel. Let me mark the refined 4 hour zone in here. Okay, boom. Let me see. We have a zone here. This one came up and mitigated here. So I'm going to mark this zone if I can. I don't know why I can't. There you go. All right. I think, yeah, yeah. So we have a bit of a supply chain. There was a sweep. I love that sweep. I do like the sweep because with my demand zones and whatnot, I like to look for a sweep of liquidity. Uh, that's essential. It has to happen. Otherwise, I'm thinking price may come up and look for some liquidity to sweep before it takes a bearish move. Uh, yeah, this zone was taken, right? Do we get a break and close above it? Not a strong one, not a strong break and close above that zone. So now I'll definitely be looking up here, and I'm going to hold it like so. All right. So we're at the extreme of a 4 hour zone. Okay, and I believe on 15 minute you'll see that this is a 15 minute extreme of the 4 hour zone. I'm looking for it to hold. Um, there is some fair value to come and get, and let's see, we have this uh, 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 price uh, moved up here and broke that low. This is just for me a change of character, and price is already traded back into this inefficient price movement. So if we get an open that where we see price come up, I'm looking for price to hold here at these highs And as because these breaks are not insignificant, and they're short-term low breaks, and we have a change of character. So I'll be looking for a confirmation on the 4 hour. I mean, on the 15 minute. I want to see a break of market structure. I want to see a break of market structure that lets me know, hey, price has an intent to go lower, and I will look for the pullback to take a happy short. I would sell that if price pulls back and shows respect to this high. Does that make sense for you, Trader X? Let me know what you think in the comment section. All right. The CAD is minus 417. The euro is stronger at ranked higher anyway at minus 33. All right. Remember what we saw on the individual. All right. I got to run too, Leslie. I'm about to end it. All right. And I appreciate you saying that, Sherrod, for the explanation. But the look for your on EuroCAD. Look for that your confirmation on the entry, a break of market structure, and you want to get that at least. You want to see that at least on the 15 minute. Okay. All right. I do believe we have some. This was bullish internal market structure, right? Bullish internal market structure, but for what? To make a lower high, perhaps. You know, you got the value, Uncle Ron. You got all the value I can give you. All right. So I'm looking for price to quite possibly uh, stay bearish. We'll see if this zone holds. All right. So that's it on Euro CAD. I gotta go. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Do make sure you hit the like button on the way out, and grab that piece of candy by the door. Sweets for those that were sweet enough to show up. Okay, and um, make sure you check out the links in my uh, my description. All right, there's a sale going on, and you want to take advantage of it. All right, uh, just make sure you check out my links. All right, and guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. May profits be upon you. Let's have a positive week. Do make sure you stay tuned for the daily live streams that I give. Okay, you'll see links in the comment section for it. All right, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you again for attending. You guys have been great. All right. Oh, you know what I like to do? Where, where's the links in where, Ron? I'm sorry. There's no links in my. If you don't see links in my comment section, if you don't see links in my description, I will put them there as soon as I end this stream. Okay, so just check out the thumbnail when it shows up on my on my channel. Okay, let me let me let me. I haven't ended the stream yet because I want to end it on YouTube first because sometimes it acts kind of funny. Let me see. I don't. Where is? Oh my God.
gosh, I just want to end the stream, man. What is the problem? There we go.